was kind of like a nice little break.
Right. Yes. Well, in that spirit, why don't we're going to take this time and kind of catch you up on some of the happenings for us that happened over the holidays. So, Rob, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea because I probably did less than you did, Andy, because you had more family than me.
Right.
I had, same with like Thanksgiving. I had my aunt and my cousin over for Christmas. It was still kind of an awkward time of family because my aunt and cousin are, kind of. My cousin I like a little bit more. My aunt is a little bit more closed off and kind of, kind of the very kind of stick up her ass kind of person. But she's okay. She occasionally laughs and has fun, but not quite like my cousin. And I thought I was gonna have to forgo having prime rib for the Christmas time, but thankfully I was able to. My mom on Christmas Eve made prime rib for all of us, which was great. I had leftovers for days, so that was good.
Nice.
Then on Christmas Day, my family came over. We had my mom ordered Italian food for all of us, which was good. My mom ordered Italian food, so we had like ravioli, spaghetti meatballs, and a bunch of other stuff. But a bunch of other like Italian like foods over, which was great. So we had a really good Christmas meal as well. I honestly I had leftovers for days, which was great. I love that.
Nice.
And then, present wise, I made out pretty well. I got a bunch of new like sweaters and clothes, which I really wanted. As I get older, like underwears and socks are a really great gift because I'm kind of I can now probably throw out all of my old underwear and socks and be good. So I'm probably gonna do that.
I mean, I'm the same way because my some of my underwear I've had for a while and they're getting a little holy, and not in that righteous sort of way.
Yeah.
So and then I went and bought some new underwear. It's like, oh my god, how's I living like such a like a caveman?
I'm close to like trying to go a little bit more on the premium side with underwear, with like getting like some of like the Tommy John and MeUndies underwear because I hear like, really good things about them.
Right.
And just completely throwing out every old piece of underwear that I have. So I made out pretty well in the underwear and sock department. I can throw out all. I literally can throw out all the old socks that I have, which would be great. I can do that. I got a bunch of new sweaters and some undershirts, which is great. So I got a bunch of kind of nice collared shirts and some nice sweaters. So I'm very excited about that. And on the
you party animal.
I know, and so I also got a gift card to Best Buy, which I utilize for a new game, which I'm very excited about, which I haven't played yet. And I still have some money left over, so I can play. I can probably put that towards another new game for which I might utilize for the podcast at some point. Well, the game that I bought was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is a kind of a historical fiction game set in the kind of the Greek Empire times, set in this like this. Wait, I think it's set in like
the Minoan period, right?
Right. It's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is set in like kind of like the Greek Empire. Towards like the end of the Greek Empire, which is great. So it's kind of a time period that I really like. So I have yet to play it though. I will say I haven't played it yet because I'm still trying to play a couple other games that I have set that are in the queue before that. But we'll probably talk about like that stuff like later in the main show. Because I have I'm actually at if you don't know, I'm on location at another friend's place, which who will be on the podcast at a later time, and we will be talking about games, which will for some of the gamers out there will be a fun conversation.
Oh joy!
So yeah, we have I have a couple of my friends here. A lot of my friends here. I have a couple of friends I haven't seen in a little while. My friend's fiance. And we're having a good old time over here.
Cool.
It's a rare day off for all of us, so we're all spending time together, which has been a lot of fun. So that's kind of why I'm on location today.
Cool.
So that was in New Year's. I actually didn't to finish off my Christmas and New Year's talks. I didn't really do too much for New Year's Eve. I invited a few people over, and everyone was kind of doing their own thing. I bought a bunch of beers for everyone, but it didn't kind of come to fruition. So I kind of hung out and talked with my girlfriend for the evening, which was great. Which is another topic that we'll talk about before tonight. But yeah, I didn't really do anything for New Year's. Kind of just watched and listened to the fireworks that were happening, and just kind of hung out at home and watched some movies and relaxed because I work New Year's Eve until pretty late, so which is fine with me. But because we had and also to share a little bit, the end of the year was actually very good for me, and the start of this year was very good for me as well because we dropped the new episode of the podcast very late, which was kind of a downer, and at least personally for me. We filmed that a little bit like later in the year. But after people watching that episode, things actually ended very well for me because I started dating somebody new. And while she is not in the United States, she's in China, but we kind of spent a lot of the last few holidays together, kind of talking and video chatting and doing all that stuff together. And the year ended, 2018 ended very well and started very well for me. So I'm in a great mood to start 2019.
Sounds like you'd be like the profile, kind of the beginning story of what is that show, 90 Day Bride or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, 90 Day Bride is a show about men who find wives overseas, and they have 90 days to kind of work everything out and get the paperwork in order and get visas and all that other stuff.
That is very realistic, by the way. It is like the K-1 visa, which is the marriage visa. Yeah, you have 90 days to get married to that person.
Right.
I've looked into this.
I mean, given your situation, I would imagine you have to.
And my friends are laughing at me at the moment, by the way, while we're talking about this.
As they should be. As they should be.
That's not the reason why I'm talking to this person, or why I'm dating this person. But yes,
of course not. Of course not. I mean, yes. Let's not get into it right now. Again, let's save it for the main podcast.
That is gonna be. We're gonna talk about that on the main podcast,
right.
like with you, me, and James.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So let's just save that little nugget for then. And let's anything else happen for you over the holiday? Holidays, I
Well,
should say.
I worked. The day. Other than Christmas and New Year's, I worked. But fuck, man, it was a great year. End of the year. Great New Year's, and things are great for me, man. I'm really excited for what's coming this year. So, what did you do for Christmas and New Year's to move this crappy conversation along about beans?
See, it doesn't feel good, huh? To get all wound up, huh? You asshole. Oh, okay, all right. Back on track. Okay, yeah.
First
for
of all,
me,
we're off to a great start this year.
what?
We're off to a great start this year. By the
I know, right? We're totally great. We're making so much progress.
So what did you do for Christmas and New Year's?
For me, Christmas and New Year's. Let's see, Christmas. Just had dinner with my family. We usually have Christmas Eve dinner, and it usually varies from year to year, menu-wise. But for the last few years, I should say, we've been doing shrimp boils, and
I saw your Instagram pictures of that. I was very jealous.
Yeah, yeah, and
I almost came over Christmas Eve.
You should have. What was it? We had shrimp, crab legs, potatoes, andouille sausage, corn on the cob. It's become a really nice thing that we do, because prior years we had like ham or what is it like a rib roast, or like one year my sister made a prime rib.
Prime rib is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it sure is. But I don't know, just a Christmas a few years ago. My family got in their heads that they wanted to do a shrimp boil, and then it was really it was successful, and I enjoyed it, and the rest of my family enjoyed it, and we just kind of kept doing that for the subsequent years, and it's always been great. Good time just peeling and eating shrimp and crab legs. And then Christmas Day, we follow that up with a nice breakfast. My sister usually makes a frittata.
Oh yeah.
But and then we have some mixed berries. But this year we some sort of egg pudding sort of deal. It kind of reminded me of stuffing, but it's not as savory as or herbaceous as stuffing would be. And then we exchanged presents. Of course, in my family, presents are are usually just envelopes full of money. I think we've gotten to the point where if we really wanted something, we could pay for it ourselves. So we just my family, we just give out money. And that might seem very impersonal, but hey, it works for us.
Hey, it is. It is kind of it's a good thing.
Yeah. And so we.
Now, are you a do you guys do a Christmas Eve, you do one gift on Christmas Eve or something like that?
Oh no, we actually we wait until the morning, because since we know we're not actually oh, that's a weird face.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
drank
weirder than
whiskey.
normal. But
I drank the wrong whiskey. Oh my god,
oh,
that was a smoky one.
mm,
Oh
wait,
god, that's awful.
was that bourbon?
No, it's very. Oh god, it's a very smoky whiskey.
Oh, okay.
Fuck. Oh god, it's awful.
What brand?
Oh.
What brand is it?
I don't know, but fuck, that was the wrong one. Needs more honey. My friends are my friends are laughing at me at the moment.
As they should be. Yeah, pansy.
Fuck, I hate smoky whiskey.
Yeah. It's yeah, I what is it? My it's I came across this bourbon recently. And actually, Dancing Jason is the one that introduced me to it. It's called Woodford Reserve. I really like that one.
What's it called?
It's called Woodford Reserve.
Woodford Reserve. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bourbon. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, you might want to check it out.
I might have to.
Yeah, if you're into bourbon, then yeah, that's becoming one of my favorites.
I might have to do that.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, man, that was. Oh god, that was awful. Fuck. I don't like smoky.
Did you feel? Does it feel like you inhaled a campfire?
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. It's awful.
It's like, why, God, why?
Seriously.
Yeah. So yeah, finishing up. Yeah. Then Oh yeah. I got some new glasses.
Yeah, you look very sophisticated.
Yes. All right. I don't know. I honestly don't know why I got glasses. I don't even have much of a prescription, to be honest. But hey, whatever. And so for New Year's, we did, or I did the kind of the traditional Korean thing where we go to the eldest, my the eldest uncle's house, and then we had like a ceremony.
Your Elvis uncle's house, by the way? Is that what you said?
What?
Your Elvis uncle's house?
My eldest.
Oh, your eldest.
Yeah.
I was like,
or my oldest uncle. My oldest uncle. I don't know. Yeah. Well, because in Korean culture, like like the eldest son hosts the ceremony.
I see.
Yeah. And my dad has 4 other brothers, so. Yeah. So and my dad's the second oldest son, so he just missed out on the honor of hosting, but. Yeah, so we went to my uncle's house. We did the ceremony. It's like kind of like a ceremonial feast. You lay out like this huge spread, honoring your ancestors. It's weird, but they only go back 4 generations. Not that my ancestors only go back 4 generations, but in the ceremony, you're only required to, I guess, recognize and honor. Relatives back that far, yeah.
What is that ceremony called, by the way? In Korean.
Well, I've always known it as chesa. But apparently, there's like different, like I guess different names for the same ceremony, because like chesa is more of like a memorial. For some, for that same ceremony, but for someone who like recently died.
I see. So it's not like a it's more of like for like recent ancestors and like kind of like more of a.
Well, not just recently died, but like someone who's died, recently.
Recently.
Yeah. So like someone like it's like kind of similar to a wake.
But it's more of like it's paying homage to the past, but not like the very distant past.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you're only really required to recognize and honor 4 generations back.
I see. I see.
Yeah. So, but yeah, but there's like it's called different things. I've always known it as Chesa. Um,
Mm,
but there's different ones. Like it's kind of like it's kind of serving as like kind of like a wake for someone who's like recently passed away. And then there's also like the ceremony you hold on the anniversary of that person's death, and then also a ceremony you hold on New Year's, which it's like kind of like the custom for like for members of your family 4 generations back. And so that's what we
I see.
do.
I
That's
see.
what
I
we
see.
do every New Year's. My family used to do the one for ancestors' uh, anniversary. So my grandfather and my grandmother, like we used to do the anniversary of their death, or the day that they died, and things like that. But
Do you
then
do
you
you
got
still do that with like for your grandparents and stuff?
no, my family has discontinued the anniversary ceremony, and just decided to do the New Year's ceremony, just because it was getting harder on the mothers, and as us children got older, it was like getting harder and harder for us to uh, get together or commit to doing something as frequently as that, and as recognizing someone's death anniversary.
I see. I see.
Yeah, because I mean, we could do our parents, but then like what happens like when our me and my cousins, our respective parents die, and then we all have it multiple ceremonies throughout the year, and so we made it simple and decided to just do the New Year's ceremony, which is which that ceremony is specifically called Cholsang.
I see. So it's more of like a celebration of them, but not necessarily a remembrance of them.
Yeah, exactly. And
Now, you did you said you did like a shrimp boil and stuff for Christmas. Did you do anything like special for like a New Year's celebration, like a New Year's dinner?
no, what is it? Well, the women in my family, they'll go and prepare the food for the New Year's festivities.
Okay.
But other than that, like yeah, we don't. My family doesn't really. My immediate and extended don't really celebrate New Year's. I mean, sometimes me and my other cousins will plan something, or really quickly put something together. But in general, we don't really celebrate New Year's, or at least not anymore. As kids, we kind of did it, but now that we're older and we've started families and on and on, we don't really do that thing. I specifically went to over to my pastor's house, and because he opens up his house every New Year's Eve to kind of a little gathering, and a little bit of a Korean New Year's tradition, and playing this game called Yunori.
Oh, I know that game. That's a good game.
Yeah, it's a yeah. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's kind of like a board game of chance. You have these
It's
four
fucking
stick.
amazing.
What was it?
It's fucking amazing. I love that game.
Yeah, it is pretty fun. Yeah, you have like these four sticks that kind of act like dice, and they're kind of rounded except for like one side that's flattened. And if you get all four flat sides, that's a 4. If you get all 4 rounded sides, then that's 5, and so on and so on. But yeah, I was on my pastor's team, and surprise, surprise, our team won.
Yeah, it's like one of those games where it's a game of chance, but it's also a little bit of a game of strategy because
Yeah.
there is a little bit of strategy to that game as well.
Yeah, because there's like a map, and you have pieces. You have three each person, or I guess if you play in a group, a team has three pieces, and they have to get their pieces around the map and back home before the
Right.
other team. And you could knock people out. You could you could overtake them and remove them from the board. Yeah, it is. It's a game. It's a game of chance, and it's a game of strategy.
Yeah, it's similar to poker in that way because that game is also it's a game of chance and strategy at the same point, which is a type of game that I like to play because it plays both sides in that way.
Yeah, because you could also like double up your pieces to try to get them around the board more quickly. But then that also leaves you open to if the opposing person or team are able to get a piece fairly close to you, and then they roll like the exact number they need to eat you, then you lose two pieces off the board, which puts you in a disadvantage. So yeah, it's a really fun game. If you ever get a chance to play it again, it's called Yunori.
It's a great game.
It's a really fun game. Yeah. So I was on a team with my pastor, and God smiled upon us because our team won. And yeah,
it's a good game if you're drinking like soju or whiskey. By the way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing about us Koreans. We love our drinking games, and we love our drink.